Well, the big breaking story this morning is the Cape Town Marathon, which was supposed to have taken place this morning, being cancelled due to safety concerns. We are told that gale force winds blew over temporary structures along the route, which could have jeopardized the safety of the runners as well as spectators. 24,000 runners entered the race, some of whom had already arrived at the start when it was called off at 5 a.m. this morning. For more on this, we are joined by one of South Africa's most decorated runners, Ultramarathon Runner, who's currently out in Cape Town and was meant to participate in the Cape Town Marathon this morning. Gerda Steyn, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, albeit under very unfortunate circumstances. But firstly, from you, I just want to get your thoughts on your feelings, having, of course, put in so much work in preparing for this Cape Town Marathon, and now to be told that you won't get to hit the road running this morning.
Good morning, and yes, it's a complete different atmosphere and feeling that from what we expected to have at this point this morning in Cape Town. The unfortunate news of the cancellation of the race has really shocked us, and I think every single runner of the 24,000 runners who entered is still in a little bit of disbelief. And to be honest with you, it almost feels like at some point they are going to tell us that it's cleared now to go and that we can still go and run our marathon.
Indeed, but let's talk a little bit deeper in terms of how did you get notified of the cancellation of the race? I know you like to be there by the start line nice and early on race day. Where were you when the news came that this race is no longer proceeding this morning?
Absolutely, yes. My alarm went off at 2:30 a.m. this morning, and at that point I still believed that I'm gearing up for what is going to be a fantastic day at the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon. And it got as far as loading the bus, getting to the start line. I'm staying with the rest of the organizers and the other elite athletes here in our accommodation, and we were all sat on the bus with the usual pre-race nerves. Just almost thinking about the race and visualizing what we are about to experience and everything that comes with race morning. And as we were just about to depart to head to the start line, the organizers broke the news to us that unfortunately the race is cancelled and that we can disembark the bus. And in that moment, it was almost as if nobody believed it. Nobody moved, nobody got up, and we just sort of stayed seated down and until the news basically became real, and we just left again and back into the hotel lobby.
But Gerda, as well, from your point of view as an elite athlete, you do understand where the organizers were coming from, because we are told it's safety concerns for both runners and spectators, with some of the structures along the route having fallen down during these gale force winds.
Absolutely, yes. I think it's a massive shock, but in a way, it doesn't just affect us as elite runners. Yes, this is my job as well, and yes, this is what I've been preparing for many, many months now. But to be honest with you, I believe at this very point, all 24,000 of us are in the same boat. For the social runners, they make so much sacrifice and so much hours and hours of preparation. I know even so many of the runners who's been following programs that I wrote and has been working really, really hard to get to this point. So in the same sense, for me as well, it does come as a shock, but in also the same time, we have to respect the race decision. If the race is deemed unsafe for us runners, we can't argue with it. It's the responsibility of the race to make sure that we have a safe race, and if that is the choice that they made this morning, we have to respect it. As runners, I think we go through so many ups and downs with our training, with our preparation, that we become resilient. And the year is not done yet. I believe that there's still lots of time and other events that we can be a part of. I am 100% convinced that if I go out now, leave the leave my room and go for a run, there will be thousands of runners out on the streets or on the promenade here in Cape Town, still enjoying the act of running and the community. So I know that it is a huge disappointment, but I think as runners, we have to just stay positive also in a way and take the positives that's coming from this and gear up for the next one. These things, unfortunately, we can't control the weather. We are absolutely in control of our own scenarios and our own fitness and training, but something like the weather we can't control, and we have to, even though it's really hard, we have to accept it.
Gerda, one of the things we've always loved about you is your positive energy. We've always seen that mental fitness come through, and again, we get to experience it with you this morning during this interview. Talk to me about, you mentioned the ups and downs that you go through as runners throughout the season. For you now, having prepped so well for this Cape Town Marathon, what was your target coming into this marathon? Were you looking for yet another first finish? What were your targets and what had you wanted to come out of the race with this morning?
For me personally, the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon was something that I really wanted to do this year. The last time I lined up for the race was in 2021. And I really felt like I've made some improvements from that time until now. In the same way that the race has grown as well from when I last ran it. And I really wanted to come here and see the improvement that I've made. I wanted to come here and run a strong race and a brave race against a world-class field that I have assembled this year and make sure that I put up a performance that I can be proud of. And of course, also enjoy the race with so many fellow runners. To have a massive, spectacular race like this on home soil has been such an honor, and to line up here knowing that I would have had thousands and thousands of people on the course shouting for me, rooting for me, wanting to see me do well, was something that I was looking forward to the most. So it really is a disappointment.
Gerda, always such a pleasure talking to you. Well, I think you can certainly make your way out onto the road this morning. I've already seen on social media that there are a number of runners that are hitting the road out in Cape Town despite the cancellation of the Cape Town Marathon. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of South Africa's most decorated ultramarathon and marathon runners, Gerda Steyn, joining us live from her hotel room in Cape Town, of course, after getting the news that the Cape Town Marathon has officially been cancelled due to safety concerns following some bad weather out in the mother city.